What's crack-a-lackin'? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Byte for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. This week, WWDC gets closer, Apple's next display tech, and Apple shuts down the weed firm. Now let's get to it, and Apple has released the official schedule for their developer conference in their WWDC app, with Apple's keynote taking place on Monday, June the 2nd at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Now there's a lot of speculation for what we'll see out of WWDC, but I don't expect it to be too hardware heavy. We know there will be a huge focus on OS X 10.10 that should get a look and feel that aligns even more with iOS 7 with design elements and performance upgrades, except they should keep away from the Hello Kitty colors. Now iOS 8 will have all the changes we've talked about like Healthbook, Maps, CarPlay, and more, but Apple has kept its iPhone and other major hardware events separate from WWDC the past few years, and I expect it to be the same. Now, I do think that we'll see speed bumps for the MacBook Pro line, and the dark horse hardware that we might see is the new Apple TV. It would make perfect sense since rumors have hinted at it gaining more apps and games, and WWDC is the perfect place to announce that they are opening it up for devs. My gut says we'll see no iPhones, no iWatches, just no major hardware until later this year. And don't start crying now, Chris. That's right, I'm talking to all the Chris's since it's a common name. But we will see the foundation that will drop hints for the hardware we'll be seeing later this year. All right, a new report from Morgan Stanley predicts the next iPhone will finally bring an NFC chip to Apple's flagship phone. Apple's already pursued Wi-Fi and Bluetooth for short communications like AirDrop and iBeacons that we showed you in action at an NBA game, but a recent Apple patent application showed off an NFC-based iWallet that allows people to make purchases wirelessly through their phones using Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, but also uses NFC to create a secure link. Now, Apple recently began rolling out an upgrade to its retail store mobile payment systems with this new Verifone point-of-sale device, and check it out, you've seen retail associates with them, and it now has an NFC contact point right above the LCD screen, so at the very least, they'll have the infrastructure in place to support it if the next iPhone brings an NFC chip inside. We also talked about the possibility of seeing a new Apple TV at WWDC, and according to Ars Technica, Apple is moving forward to building their own content delivery network and is making deals with some of the largest ISPs in the US to deliver Apple content to consumers. Netflix did a similar thing by paying Verizon and Comcast, and companies like Google, Facebook, Pandora, and eBay are doing the same. Now, by building their own CDN, Apple can deliver iOS updates more reliably, but also iTunes and the App Store content as well. And that's a big thing to me. You build your own content delivery network that behaves similarly like Netflix, and is definitely a stepping stone towards their Apple TV product, which we might finally see at WWDC, and now you see how this stuff all ties together. Now, we reported about a patent application discovered by Apple Insider in February that features the Cupertino kids' invention for integrating solar panels into touch sensing components like buttons or surfaces. Well, the US Patent and Trademark Office recently granted Apple a modified version of it, which now widens its scope to include transparent multi-touch screens and flexible displays. Can you say iWatch? Now, light collected from around the touchscreen would be bounced onto the rear-facing solar panels. Now, we don't expect to see an iPhone 6s solar, and it's not clear where we'll see this tech integrated, if anywhere at all, but this is just another look into how they're thinking. All right, let's check out the QuickBytes, and in a fun story, all these rumors of an iWatch aren't the first time Apple actually made an attempt at a connected wristwatch. An image from legendary industrial designer Hartmut Esslinger's book called Keep It Simple: The Early Design Years of Apple shows off a wristband with 12 keys, numbers 0 through 9, and a star and pound key paired with a headset with a single earpiece designed with an integrated microphone. It's something that I would use and totally wear today. The headset, that is. All right, and for those of you who scour the App Store's top 10, the #1 free app that shot up the charts by smoking the competition was Weed Firm and has been removed by Apple. Now, the game centered around the marijuana business, with the player being responsible for all aspects of growing and selling the green stuff. Now, this hits home because a lot of you, especially on YouTube, comment that I look high when I do the show sometimes. But it's only because I stayed up all night putting the show together for you. I'm not high. Did you see that butterfly? Now, the developer Manitoba Games says it was removed to address a few maintenance issues, or what we call suffering from the munchies, but later said the removal was entirely Apple's decision. Now, there's been no word whether people in Colorado and Washington have even noticed the game has been taken down. So, good Apple, bad Apple, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys decide. Let me know why, and if I like what you say, then you could win one of these 4 MacBook Pro Retina Smart Shell cases from my friends at Spec, and it's just a coincidence that the 13-inch ones are green. So send me your emails to theapplebyte@cnet.com or tweet me at Brian Tong, and I'll announce the winners next week. That's going to do it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you all next time for another Bite of the Apple.